Good morning, friends. Welcome to Go Long, a show that focuses on local sports and faith, includes thought-provoking interviews with area coaches, players, and sports figures, unashamed Bible discussion, and the popular and entertaining WOYK scoreboard. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B.
Good morning.
Doggy, Becky B. Hey, thanks for being with us, everybody, because we've got a dandy. With us this morning, Dallastown Wildcats head basketball coach Jay Rexroth, the Wild Things winners of the District 3 6A Marbles. Coach, thanks for being with us. You played not far from my favorite place. Do you know where that is?
I'm not sure.
It's a kissing tower, Coach.
I should have guessed that.
You should have. All righty, Coach.
Thanks for having me on.
Well done, Coach. Hey, congratulations, 6A championship. It's got to feel good. Tell us about it.
It's really special. I got a really special group of girls and coaches. Again, everything's clicking for us right now and playing really well. We're fortunate. We took the hard path to get there. Go through Cedar Cliff, Wilson, Lebanon, and then finally Redline for the fourth time. But extremely proud of our team and excited to keep going.
Well, Coach, it just seems kind of ironic that Dallastown meets up with their neighbors, Red Lion, to go to the championship game again.
That is sort of crazy. They were the 1 seed, we were the 2 seed, and way back in December, our third game of the season, we played at Redline and played bad. Didn't play well. Obviously, give them some credit, and lost to them. And then to think from at that point, who would have thought that we would have beat each other in the district final? But I think that loss sort of helped us and helped them. It gave them a little confidence. They beat us, and they started to believe in themselves, and it sort of woke our guys up, our girls up a little bit, and. We locked in and made it through a tough league schedule, tough non-league schedule, then obviously through counties and districts to get to the final to face those guys.
Now, Coach, I did an absolutely unscientific study here of different leagues in District 3, but let's look at girls. So here's how I did the math. If you win a championship, you get 3 points. If you're second place, you get 2, and if you're in third place, 1. Now, I could have done something different, but that's what I did. So, in 6A, with Dallastown winning from the York Adams League, for example, they get 3 points, right? Red Line gets 2 points for second place. So 6A girls has 5 points. So here's the total: 5A girls get 4, 3A get 1. 2A gets 3. York Catholic obviously winning that. So the total for the girls is 13 points. Second is the LL League 6. Third is Mid-Penn 4. Fourth then is Berks with 3. And I'm going to give this other group 6 points, just the others, some Christian schools and some private, some non-pub charter schools. I shouldn't say non-pub, but charter schools and so forth. But anyway, what a domination from the York Adams. Is that a statement, Coach?
I think it is. I tell you what, our league has been really strong. Since I've been coaching girls, we've always had very good, teams in districts. And this year it's just amazing. When you look at, who the records coming out of the league with York Catholic and Delone and, West York and Suburban, Redline, and Central, everybody, you're forced to play such a difficult non-league schedule because, once you get out of our league, you have to play somebody, and there's some schools that won't play you. I know Central and Dallastown, we both struggled to fill our non-league schedule because anybody that's just okay, they'll pass. They do not want to play us. So you end up playing your Wilsons, your North Penns, and I think it really helps prepare us for the postseason. And I think we have a bunch of really good coaches, and we have a bunch of really good players in our league. And I think this year just proved that this year we're the most dominant league in girls basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned coaches. Division I. Coach Rexroth. Let me tell you guys about Coach Rexroth. There was one time in boys basketball years ago when at the end of the game the gyms cleared out, the empty, and Coach, somebody on your staff left behind a scouting report about us. It was like a 8-page daggone every detail of everything we ever did. There is nobody. The reason I mention that, nobody prepares better, prepares harder than Coach Rexroth. This guy is a tremendous coach, and not only that, Coach, everything you do, how you treat your student athletes, and how you build confidence in them, the respect you have for them, it goes both ways, is absolutely incredible, Coach. You're the best, if not one of the best. I can't imagine anybody being better than you, Coach. I have so much respect for you.
Well, thank you very much, Wayne. I appreciate that. Those words mean a lot. And I'm really fortunate to be able to lead a program with a bunch of really good people, a bunch of good coaches, a bunch of good players, a bunch of good just girls that are really good people. So it really makes my life my job a lot easier. You talk about preparing, we won the district title on Thursday, and at 1:30 in the afternoon, we're leaving to drive to Philadelphia. Molly Day and Sam Miller, two of my assistants, and we get in the car and drive to Philadelphia. We down and watch Abington and Spring Forward at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we went and watched Central Bucks East and Upper Dublin at 6 o'clock, and made the drive home on Friday night. And by Saturday morning, we had a bunch of tape, and all my assistants, Troy Lockheiser, Brian Harbaugh, John Jameson, already picking games, breaking down tapes, having clips. And before you called, I was sitting and looking at Huddle as well, and pulling clips from different games to make sure we know what Abington does offensively and defensively. So it's just not the Jay Rexroth show. It's a complete staff and with the players' effort. So again, I'm very fortunate to be the guy that gets a lot of the credit, but a lot of the credit should go to my staff and my players as well.
Yep, well done. Coach, you mentioned Abington. That'll be your match here in the first round of the state playoffs. Tell us a little bit about Abington.
Very athletic. They have a really good point guard. Dominates the ball. Number 2, don't know her name, Johnson, I think is her last name. Just almost like, somebody you see on the playground. Just handles it really well, distributes, gets in the lane, creates problems for you. They have a couple other kids that shoot it well, a couple big kids inside. So it'll be a matchup. Thank God, thank goodness it's our place that we get to play at home in the first round. They play a lot of zone. The crazy part about it is the lady that coaches is Governor Mifflin's head coach. It's his daughter.
Wow.
So we've played against Mifflin for years, and they play a lot. They shoot a lot of threes, and they play zone. Very similar style. They don't play much man-to-man. They play a lot of 2-3, 3-2. So, in fact, when we were scouting the game, I ran into Governor Mifflin's coach and talked to him a little bit, and I didn't realize it was his daughter coach until he told me. And so very similar program as what Mifflin does, and obviously Mifflin's been super successful. At least in the time that I've been. Mike Clark has been their coach, and I've been facing those guys. So, it'll be a challenge, but our girls are ready, and we'll have 4 days here to get ready. We'll play. We got practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then play on Friday. So hopefully we'll have everything figured out and go in and play well against them at our place.
All right, the Dallastown Wildcats, District 3, 6A champions. Coach Jay Rexroth, he is the best of the best. Coach, thanks for being with us. Look forward to following you through the state playoffs.
And good luck to Dallastown girls.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right,
thanks for having us on.
Yep, have a good day. Yep, bye-bye. Alrighty, he is the best of the best. Absolutely,
yep,
gotta love it, right?
He does it well.
Right. Wow. Alrighty, hey everybody, again, thanks for being with us. Also coming up today, your Catholics Lady Irish head basketball coach Kevin Bankos, the Irish winners of the District 3 AA gold medals. My friends, as Paul addressed believers in Rome and explained his mission in the book of Romans. For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. Today, our Go Long topic is, what does the Bible say about humility? Humility, Becky B. Humility. Throughout the weekend during today's show, please text your prayer request to 717-350-8591. Becky B will close today's show in prayer as she does every Sunday, so please text your prayer request to us, and we will make sure you're added to our prayer list every week. It's Red Hot Ed Dot, downtown Ollie Brown. Grab the mustard, because this is the Grand Salami of faith-based sports radio shows, brought to you by Sports Radio 98.9 FM, 1350 WOYK, First in York, and First in Sports. And also brought to you by our friend Kelsey Jean at Red Barn Home Decor, where home staging makes dollars and cents. All right, then, you wanted it. Guess what? You asked for it, and then you're going to get it. This is the WOYK scoreboard. All right, hey, we're going to kick this thing off with District 3 basketball. Becky B, we had a chance to talk with Coach Jay Rexroth first in 6A. This game, as we talked about with Coach Rex, was played Friday at the Giant Center. It was Central York matched up with Central Dauphin. Central Dauphin, 20 wins, 4 losses for the season. That Central York team in boys basketball, 26 wins, 2 losses. This is 6A boys basketball action from the Giant Center. Becky B. Central York wins 72-58 for the Big Boy Pants District 3 bracket.
All right, and Ben Rill led the charge with 22 points, followed by the other Ben Natal with 15, and sophomore point guard Doug Lair added 10 points for them. This is just a team that is balanced scoring, does everything well. Byron Pinkney also added 10 points for Central York. Now, the top scorer from Central Dauphin was Wayne Fletcher. He outscored everyone, the guard, with 23 points.
All right, hey, so Central York is now going to match up Saturday against District 1's 10th place team, Phoenixville. I told Coach Rex off air before we brought him on, I'm going to start a petition about these District 3 champs playing all District 1 teams. Goodness, because District 1 down near Philadelphia, suburban area, they're pretty good at doing basketball. So this will be an interesting matchup for Central York as they play Phoenixville on Saturday. All right,
Absolutely.
Still, District 3, 6A in the 7th place game played Thursday at Cumberland Valley High School. It was the York High Bearcats with a 19-8 record taking on Cumberland Valley. It was all Cumberland Valley to that one, 91-44 for the 7th place District 3 6A game.
Right, but Nasir Barnes did pour in 16 points
All right, had a
during
boy,
that
Nasir.
game.
Good job. All righty, boys Class 5A. This game played Friday at the Giant Center. It was Exeter Township matched up with a 15-10 record. They were kind of the surprise story.
They were coming on strong at the end, though. They were peaking at the right time.
The hometown boys, they played Hershey's 21-3 record was Hershey. Hershey with the number 2 seed in the bracket. Well, guess what? They win the whole kit and caboodle by 20 points, 69-49 Hershey over Exeter Township. But the one that interests us is this 3rd place game. How about the York Suburban Trojans and the West York Bulldogs in Dogtown on Thursday for 3rd place? This one was won by West York 64-60.
And Grady Hoffman led the charge there with 23 points. His twin brother Luke Hoffman poured in 15, and Chase Cristofoletti also had 15 points for the Bulldogs. For Suburban, Trent Feinstein, number 16, had 16 points, and Kai Strine had 16 points as well. So both of those teams will continue on in the PIAA Championships.
So West York 3rd place in District 3, West York and York Suburban 4th place in District 3. Then in the 7th place game, again, maybe the surprise team in this bracket, the Spring Grove Rockets with an 11-13 record playing for 7th place against Milton Hershey. 9 teams get into state playoffs. So Spring Grove is in. The Papertown boys are in, but they lose in a hard-fought game, 51-45 to Milton Hershey.
Right, so they'll be the 8th place team.
The 8th place team, yep.
Right, and they'll be going to the state bracket as well.
Alrighty, then for the marbles in boys Class 4A at the Giant Center Thursday. It's the Golden Boys with a 21-3 record matched up with Berks Catholic. Berks Catholic 19-4. Well, give this one to Berks Catholic as they win over the Eastern York 67-44.
And Carter Wamsley, no surprise there, led the charge for Eastern with 21 points. Noah Cunningham also contributed 12 points in that loss.
Alrighty, boys AAA. Trinity won that bracket. Trinity improves to 19-3 as they beat Lancaster Mennonite 66-54. And then in boys AA, how about the Fighting Irish of York Catholic as they were the Class 2A boys champions? They have the gold medals around their neck. That game was played Wednesday at the Giant Center. York Catholic over Linville Hill Christian, 48-46. What a nail biter that was.
And this is the 13th District 3 title for York Catholic. Jake Dallas poured in 15 points for the Fighting Irish in that championship.
Alrighty, then boys single A, High Point Baptist improved their record to 16-6 as they win over Siloam Christian 60-53. And then in the 3rd place game in boys single A, it was York Country Day on Wednesday over Lancaster Country Day by a score of 62-54.
And Isaiah White with 21 points in that victory. Elijah Slaughter also had 12 points, and Ryan Moss contributed 10 points for the Greyhounds.
Alrighty, so here's my unofficial boys bracket. I talked to Coach Rex about the girls.
Go ahead, talk about the unofficial
again, here's
boys
how it works
bracket.
out. You win the championship, you get 3 points. You come in 2nd place, you get 2. 3rd place gets 1. Again, not scientific, but just to give you a sense of how the leagues stack up against each other. So the York Adams League, here's how that works out. With Central York winning, for example, you get 3 points, right?
Right.
So the York Adams League, 3 points, 6A, 1.5A, 2 and 4A. So, for example, 3 and 2A with York Catholic winning. So in the boys bracket, the York Adams League with 9 points, Mid-Penn.
Now, wait a minute, though. You forgot York Country Day.
Oh, dog!
Yeah, York Country Day ended up
that's not
in
the York
3rd.
Adams League, though. They're in the other.
Oh, that's
yes.
that's
right. You almost got me on that one, Becky B.
Darn, I was really hoping York Adams would lean toward there.
Alrighty, nope. So the boys had 9 points in this unofficial statistical analysis. Mid-Penn also with 9, LL League with 5, and Berks County with 4. So the other teams add up with 8. They had 6 points in the single A and 2 points in double A. So again, you got to say the York Adams League and probably Mid-Penn League, in my opinion, based on this unscientific analysis.
Based on Wayne McCullough's unscientific analysis.
Yeah, so if you stuck it in a mayonnaise jar underneath the front porch and shook it up a little bit after you let it sit there until it rotted, this would be how it played out. Now, I already told you about those girls with the York Adams League 13, LL League 6, Mid-Penn 4, Berks 3. Clearly, the York Adams League dominated that.
So what you're saying, Wayne, is York Adams has a great reason to be proud of their...
Absolutely. Well, let's total them up.
Yes.
Let's total them up.
Okay, total them up.
Boys and girls. Okay, we're going to give you the girls' outlook here in a second. Boys and girls add up to the York Adams League 22 points. Second only, Mid-Penn 13, LL League 11, Berks 7. To me, that's a blowout. I mean, that's convincing.
That's like almost doubling every other score.
It is. That's almost like proving the world is not, or the earth is not flat. You know what I mean? Yeah. Alrighty. Hey, here it is. Girls 6A championship bracket. We talked to Coach Rexroth. Those Dallastown, the Wild Things, win over Redline Thursday night at the Giant Center by a score of 46-38. You know, we watched this one. This was close down to the wire, but Dallastown pulled it out.
Yes.
Dallastown improves to 27-2.
Elena Dow had 15 points to lead those Dallastown Wild Things, and Praise Matthews poured in 13. For the Lions, Becca Sidoris had 15 points and Reagan Smith 12 in the losing effort, but both teams played well.
All right. On Wednesday night, it was Central York matching up with Manheim Township for the 7th place game. This was won by Central York 37-33 as Central York runs their record to 17-11.
And Central York's on a roll. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. Camille McCaskill had 12 points for Central.
All right. Girls 5A, the Suburban Knights, the York Suburban Trojans win on Thursday over Middletown. They blew them out by a score of 42-28. It's a typical York Suburban great defensive matchup. The Suburban Knights now 23-3, District 3, 5A champions.
And Jordan Williams led the Trojans with 11 points, and Maya Pope contributed with 10 points as well.
All right, then Wednesday in the 3rd place game, it was the Dogtown Girls of West York over Manheim Central by a score of 56-50. That took extra overtime for that win as West York gets their 20th win of the season.
And they've won 7 of their last 8 games. You know, they have a really nice balanced scoring attack. They have 3, 5, 6 guards that just share the ball so well.
Wow. And the Susquehannock Warriors on Wednesday fell to Northern York in the 5th place game, so Susquehannock's going to end up 6th. They also advanced to the state playoff games. That score was 39-28 at Northern York in Pickletown.
And for the Warriors, Elena Snyder had 15 points.
Alrighty, girls 4A, it was Wyomissing over Lancaster Catholic. They win 26-24. What a low-scoring affair as Wyomissing wins the girls 4A girls championship game. In the 3rd place game, it was the Squirettes, the Big Sherrystown girls. They lose to Northern Lebanon by a score of 47-32. That game played Thursday at Northern Lebanon.
And Josie Schussler had 16 points for DeLone.
Alrighty, then playing for the 5th place game, it was the Boiling Springs Bubblers over the Golden Girls of Eastern York by a score of 50-23. So Eastern York will end up in 6th place.
Okay.
Alrighty, girls 3A, Trinity over Pequay Valley. Trinity wins the marbles, does the Shamrocks by a score of 53-36. In the 3rd place game, how about the girls from the apple capital of the world, the Biglerville Canners? Hey, they take Ole Valley and run them through the Foley Food Mill in a good old golden delicious saucing as Biglerville wins 3rd place in girls 3A by a score of 54-41.
And they're heading to the state tournament as well.
Alrighty, girls AA action. We're going to talk to Coach Bankos because the York Catholic Fighting Irish, the Lady Irish, win big over Salome Christian. That game Wednesday at the Giant Center. York Catholic wins 55-39. They are the Class 2A girls champions.
And as usual, York Catholic played their awesome defensive game. Mariah Shue and Olivia Patter both led York Catholic with 10 points each.
All right, then girls single A, Linville Hill Christian wins 51-27 over New Covenant Christian for the single A marbles. Linville Hill Christian now 21-2 for their season. How about that look at all the District 3 action? Good job, Becky B. Well done. Alrighty, hey, let's talk a little bit of 10-pin bowling action in the 2024-25 season. I got to tell you this. The Wild Things, the Dallastown Wildcats bowling team, had the highest average, not in the York Adams League, not in District 3, but in all of Pennsylvania. They averaged 1,053 pins. That's 210 pins, almost 211 pins for each bowler, Becky B. Isn't that incredible?
That is absolutely
right.
right.
We also have a list of the top 5 averages for the bowlers in the York Adams League for the season.
Okay, and leading was Blaze Denny of Spring Grove. He averaged 226.7 pins over 48 games to lead the boys. Now, Blaze is going to Robert Morris University. He's already committed to them. He ended up 4th place in districts. And you know what? I think he probably would have gone further, but he matched up against a bowler from Garden Spot who had a 300 game. And
Great.
So, unfortunately, he fell into 4th place after that. Elia Hall of York Tech averaged 208.1 for 45 games. She led all of the girls in York County. Connor Ebert from Dallastown averaged a 222.4. Brendan Smith and Luke Miller, also of Dallastown, were there. Can you understand why Dallastown ended up winning the team championship? Okay, Connor Everett with 22 points, Brendan Smith with 210.6 pins, and Luke Miller with 210.4 pins. So you may as well say that Brendan and Luke were pretty well tied.
All right, this is the WYK scoreboard. Girls wrestling, the South Central Regional Tournament held yesterday at Penn Manor High School across the river in Lancaster. Gettysburg, the Battlefield girls win the team standings with 134.5 points. How about the Wild Things, the Dallastown Wildcats in 3rd place? Becky B, let's look at tournament placers. We're going to give you winners from the top 6 placers with 100 pounds starting off, Becky B.
All right, at the 100-pound mark, Claire Gobrecht from Southwestern, a freshman, ended up in 3rd place.
At 112 pounds, Lysiana Price Early from York Suburban. She's just a sophomore. She has a 24-2 record. She comes in 4th place at 112 pounds.
At 118 pounds, Faith Gladfelder from DeLone Catholic, another freshman, ended up in 2nd place.
Already in 6th place from Union Springs, Riley Jackson. She's just a freshman, 21 wins and 5 losses. Then at 130 pounds, it was Kenna Hoffman from Dallastown. She's a sophomore. She's 3rd place at 130 pounds.
And Ava Dietrich at 136 pounds ended up in 5th place from Spring Grove.
Alrighty, 142 pounds. Avery Baldwin, a Wild Thing, a Dallastown sophomore. She has a record this season now, 26 wins, just 4 losses. Does Avery Baldwin?
All right, at 148 pounds in 3rd place, Jazira Abney from Dover, a senior, capped off her senior career with a 3rd place finish.
All right, 170 pounds, we have a champion from York Suburban, a suburbanite, Angela Imaora, has a record of 26-3 for the season. She's a senior. She wins the championship at 170 pounds. In 4th place was Shelby Gibson McDonald from Dallastown. She's a junior.
And from Dallastown as well in 6th place at 190 pounds, Tessa Hanise, a senior.
All right, hey, moving on to college basketball. The York College men's basketball team captured their 5th conference championship in school history yesterday as they hammered Alvernia 82-67. It was the 2005 MAC Commonwealth Championship game in York. The championship is the first Commonwealth title in school history as the Spartans just became members of the Commonwealth League in 2020-2021. We've talked to quite a few guys from York, including Scott Geis. I think that was really a good move for York to join the MAC Commonwealth. York's previous 4 league titles, as you know, came in the Old Capital Athletic Conference. Senior Warwick's Kai Sapala was named the tournament MVP. He led all scorers yesterday with 26 points, had 9 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block shot.
All right, and the Spartans will now advance to the NCAA tournament with a record of 21-6, while the Golden Wolves see their season come to a close with a mark of 16-11. So, The Spartans will advance to the NCAA tournament for the 8th time in school history, and they'll find out who and where they'll play on Monday at noon when the NCAA unveils the brackets.
Wow, that's great, isn't it? Hey, the 2024-25 York College women's basketball season ended on Wednesday with a 76-64 loss at Widener University in the MAC Commonwealth semifinals. So the York women's basketball team, they end up their season 16 wins, 10 losses. Congratulations, Coach Whitman and those York College women for an outstanding season.
Okay, and in the MAC Commonwealth Championship game Saturday evening, the Messiah University women's basketball team used a dominating effort to win their 16th conference championship in program history with a 74-46 win over Widener. Reese Harden, a graduate student from Hereford, led Messiah with 24 points. Alrighty, and then for the York College women's team, finishing up now, Brianna Grimm had 17 points. She's from Eastern York. Alyssa Hocker, York Suburban, had 17 points. Morgan Adams from New Oxford had 12 points. And Georgiana Papola, a senior from Central York, had 5 points for them.
Still more scoreboard to come, but my friends, it's time to go long. Today our topic is, what does the Bible say about humility? Humility is a virtue, right? And I think a couple thoughts, and then I want to read some Bible verses. I think, first of all, it's acknowledging that we are dependent on God. And I think that, it's the opposite, I guess, of being arrogant, right?
Yes.
I think some pride is good and some pride is okay, but probably too much pride is not. And I put a lot of thought into this throughout the week, talking a little bit about humility. And I also think humility is us being open to serve in any way that God intends us to be, to use our gifts, right? To serve God, I think, is a way of demonstrating our humility. And if you're not sure, if you're listening today and you're just not sure about what your God-given purpose is, I encourage you to start by just reading the Bible and praying for that direction. I'm a believer that the Bible gives us answers, and when you read the Bible, it'll tell you everything you need, and when you ask direction in prayer, you will get it. That could be.
Well, and I also believe, as you said, humility is being open to God's purpose for us.
Yes.
And I sometimes find when I shut my mouth and open my ears and just listen a little bit, God has a way of giving nudges of things that we, should be led to do. Kind of. When we're blind to it, he takes off those blinders and leads a blind horse to the water, so to speak, and kind of guides us in the way that we should walk with him.
Yeah, absolutely. So a few Bible verses about humility. Again, today's topic is, what does the Bible say about humility? From the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 2. With humility comes wisdom. So when we seek, when we're not sure, when we have questions, when we doubt, when we have self-doubt, when don't have confidence in what God's intended purpose for us, humility leads to that, right? From the book of Proverbs, with humility comes that wisdom, right? From the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 11. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and all those who humble themselves will be exalted. So what is the prize for humility? It tells us there in the book of Luke that we will have that eternal life and be through our Savior, Jesus Christ. From the book of Philippians, chapter 2, verse 3 through 8. Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility, count others more significant than yourselves. Count others more significant than yourselves. We talked a little bit about that last week, right? When we talked about honoring people, not just respecting people, but honoring people. From the book of Philippians, humility is counting others, honoring others more significant than yourself. Becky, be your thought there.
Well, as you said before, I think being proud of who you are, or maybe I should say self-confident in who you are in God's image of you, is a bit of a good thing. but when you're honoring others and kind of speaking well of others in all of your talk, I think that shows that more of a humility as well.
Yeah, from the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 12, clothe yourself with humility. My friends, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk with a great basketball coach. We're going to go to York Catholic. The girls are District 3 champions. Mm-hmm. And the reason I ended in that verse is you talk about a man who clothes himself in humility. It's this gentleman right here. I can't wait as we come back and talk with the York Catholic head basketball girls coach, District 3 champions. Oh, my friends, you're in for a great one. We'll be right back after this message from our sponsors, Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents.
Daryl Henry here. Attention all home sellers. Are you ready to win in the real estate game? At Red Barn Home Decors, we know that staging your home is like crafting the perfect game plan. It leads to quicker sales and higher offers.
And this is Kelsey McCullough, your home staging design professional. I'm ready to customize a winning strategy for your home. Whether it's a vacant property needing a full transformation or an occupied stage for that finishing touch, Red Barn Home Decors has the playbook for success. Staged homes sell faster and for more money. Now that's a winning strategy.
So Kelsey, what is your home staging strategy?
Every home is custom. We begin by coming to your home and meeting you. Then we customize a strategy to make it market ready. We head back to the warehouse and pull furniture, art, and decor to prepare for staging day.
So don't fumble your sale. Invest in home staging and see why staging makes dollars and cents. Check out our portfolio at redbarnhomedecors.com or call or text Kelsey at 717-818-1207.
It's almost time. The York Revolution roster is being built for the upcoming season. And right here is where you get the news first.
Revs Hot Stove Weekly, presented by Shipley Energy, with Daryl Henry and Revs manager Rick Forney.
The latest player signings, plus interviews live on the show each week.
Do people listen to this? There are a lot of people that listen to this. How do you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, I know. I don't know.
Revs Hot Stove Weekly, presented by Shipley Energy.
Monday at 6 on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK.
It's gonna be another epic year of high school hoops, and Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK are ready for tip-off. Tune in every week for the high school basketball game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Plus, go to 98.9WOYK.com for a full breakdown of the teams and the players of the York Adams League. The high school basketball game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch all the action all season on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350, online at 98.9WOYK.com, or download the new WOYK app.
And welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B. And I talked to you earlier, a man who clothes himself with humility, a great basketball coach. How about York Catholic's Kevin Bankos? Coach, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
It's always my pleasure.
Coach, first of all, congratulations. Tell us about this championship team of yours.
Well, it's a little surprising because we had some new kids coming in, and you know as well as I do, to blend them all together is the first challenge you have as a basketball coach, and I think that's the first compliment I would give them is how well they became great teammates to each other. And when you have that, you're able to teach whatever you need to teach, and everyone's accepted their roles. And when we play like that, we're a pretty good basketball team, and it's a credit to them for just being great teammates first.
Well, a pretty good basketball team. I'd say you're pretty much dominating. You know, you've always had such a great defensive effort, and it showed again, it seems, in this championship game.
Yeah, ironically, the people that are inside our circle would probably laugh at that. When we came into the season, I said we're going to have to score 70 points because our defense wasn't very good. Somehow we were able to just play good defense in that game. But they know what they're doing. We kind of went to a zone in that game, and I think it threw off Shalom Christian, who had a great team also, certainly well deserving of winning the championship themselves. But you know, again, if you have a group of kids that you can do a couple different things with and put that into a game plan, it makes you a pretty powerful team.
Now, Coach, you're being pretty humble here because it seems like year after year after year, you seem to find a way just to find that magic touch. How many is this for you, Coach? 12, I believe?
Well, I was afraid you were going to ask me this, and I don't know. It's more than one. It's more than two, but I can tell you they all feel the same. My assistant coach, Mike Weaver, he keeps all those kind of things on a spreadsheet for us, and I always tell him, if you need a spreadsheet, you're probably doing something right. So it's a bunch, but we're blessed. We're just blessed to have kids, and the coaches I have behind me. I say this probably year after year. You guys talk to me. They can be head coaches anywhere they want. So I'm never concerned that I'm the only one looking out what we should do differently. And they challenge me what they think we should do, and I certainly listen to all of them. Recently, they wanted me to play a different defense that I'm probably not capable of teaching very well, and I laughed. I said, "If we're playing that kind of defense, you're teaching it," and they could. So having that power behind you is it's just a gift that I can stand up there and look at Coach Weaver, who I've been with 20 some years, and he just knows what we should do or who he should put in. If I guess my facial expressions don't always hide my what I want to say out loud, so I'll look at him that somebody's not playing well and he'll sub him out. And, all of that matters in these kind of runs.
Coach, today our Go Long topic is humility from the book of James, chapter 4, verse 10. Humble yourself before the Lord, and he will lift you up. I think of humility. I think of Coach Bankos, this verse almost, when I talked about interviewing you today, to me, you've been lifted up, blessed with a great family, a great school to be at and coach at, and just all the great things you've been able to accomplish. But you've been lifted up, right?
Oh, tons. It's a word we start every season with. You can't win and not be humble, or you shouldn't win. It's just that simple for me. You're blessed every day. You said it. I've watched my family go through adversity numerous times, and my wife. I've told this story before. Went through a cancer battle, and I'm sitting on the couch. I had back surgery, and she doesn't complain. She just goes to work every day. I had a son that went through cancer, and we told him, "Look, why don't you take your freshman year off?" And he said, "Absolutely not. I want to try." Didn't need any extra attention. I don't know how people can't get through the world without having humility. It's my favorite topic. It's the one I talk about the most to the kids in school. It's the one I'll always talk about to any athlete. Is their talents aren't theirs. Someone gave them to them. Someone bigger than all of us, obviously. So let's not forget that, and just wake up every day being humble that you woke up. And then it's an easy journey after that.
And Coach, your family story is a good life lesson to all of us on how leaning on the Lord can really lead you through some of those battles too.
Oh, 100%. When we go to school every day, talking through coaching with humility and that Christian background and that Catholic background, we say prayers 3 times a day. We have Mass. It just brings everything back to center. It's easy, as we know in this crazy world we're living in, it's easy to lose sight of center. But when you look straight up, it's not hard to find center again and understand that he's the one. And you know what? I'm watching a lot of athletes on TV now that aren't afraid to talk about it, which I think is one of the better things that I've seen happen in sports. From any championship or any way kids play, it's they're not afraid to express it. My wife and I were talking to one day, and she said, "What do you think Tim Tebow feels like?" And how ironic is that? When he did it, he was pummeled.
Right.
And now it's great to see kids lead with it, or professional athletes lead with it.
Yep, absolutely. Coach Kevin Bankos, your Catholic coach. Again, what a tremendous coach you are. A great gentleman, a great leader for these young women, a great role model for all of us here, especially coaches, but for everybody. Coach, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. A district championship. Coach, let's look forward to a state playoffs. What's in store for you?
Well, we always seem to get a team out of Philly that they hide very well down in Philly. You can't find anything. You don't know who they are, but you always know they're athletic, and you always know that it's going to be a fast-paced game. So we get a team called Penn Treaty our first round. If we're fortunate to win the first round, the second round's probably the best team we've seen all year. In Berlin Brothers, I'm expecting them to win their first round. But the message to my team was, district chapter is over. It was a great run, and the state chapter is, win or go home. But expect to play somebody good every game. I mean, you're playing a district runner-up or a district winner, most likely in states, and that's the way it should be. But we're playing, and you talk about humility. I told our kids, you need to be humble because you're still playing basketball. We're still going to practice. We're still able to get together as a team and have fun. And this is the best time of the year by any means. It's all practice till the postseason for us. I just love the postseason feeling and the way you get to meet other coaches, and these kids will remember this forever.
Coach, I was telling Coach Rexroth early, I did a back of the napkin unofficial championship bracket statistical look, given 3 points for a championship in District 3, 2 points for second place, 1 point for third place, and the York Adams League Girls Basketball League 13 points. Second place would have been LL League 6, Mid-Penn 4, Berks 3. Doesn't that tell you a little bit about where York Adams girls basketball is right now?
100%. I was so proud to, we had 6A, 5A, we had a chance at 4A. I'll talk to Coach Eckenrode about what he did screwing that up. And then we have, the 3A, we missed out on a team, but Biglerville, how about Biglerville?
Yes.
Finals, that's amazing. I'm so happy for Coach up at Biglerville. And then us, and then we just didn't have a single A team, or we probably would have had competition in there. You said Coach Rexroth, and it starts with leadership in my mind. There's some great girls basketball coaches. Coach Eckenrode and I are really good friends, and he's got a resume that's second to none. It's showing, and the years of York basketball is not very good. I just used to laugh at just show up with medals and banners and just let our world do the talking, so to speak, and that. York is pretty good basketball, and the boys' side isn't too shabby either.
No, I gave this earlier, but I think it's worth repeating. When you add the boys and girls, again, in this back of the napkin analysis, boys total, girls total together, 22 points. Second place was Mid-Penn 13, LL 11, Berks 7. So, just because I've been in this a long time, it wasn't that long. Girls basketball, not the same, but boys basketball did trail Mid-Penn and LL League 15, 20 years ago, but it's not the case anymore.
No, and I think there's an intentional effort by the coaches that are learning that you can't just have talent and win. We've beaten a lot of teams that had way more talent than us, and you talk about humility in that umbrella. Culture matters. When I talk to our spring coaches, fall coaches, winter coaches at our meetings, it's not about training skills. It's all about the culture of your program. I'm watching when I scout a team, I watch their culture first. Then I know if we can either take advantage of that or not advantage of that. And I think the boys' side are starting to figure that out.
From the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 2, with humility comes wisdom. Well, let me tell you guys, Coach Bankos leads in humility and wisdom. Coach, congratulations. We're so happy for you, for the York Catholic Lady Irish, for the entire York Catholic community. But what you do and what you have done is unmatched, and I appreciate it. It's so nice to have you on today on Go Long, Coach.
Well, it's always nice to talk to you guys. I probably need to put you on speed dial when I'm feeling down or whatever. I just call it to your show, and you guys make me feel really good. And shout out to York Catholic. It's unfair for other coaches that I coach against because it's so easy for me to coach at York Catholic because every day they show up with that faith-based foundation and accountability. And for me, when you can hold your kids accountable and they don't argue about and they just expect it, it's a pretty easy journey. So the system has created our basketball system. So I'm just super proud to be part of it.
Absolutely, and you do it in an unashamed way, which is better yet. Coach, thank you so much for being with us.
And best of luck in the state playoffs.
All righty, Coach Bankos. Coach, have a great day. Thank you.
You You all too. Thank you for covering York sports. It's awesome.
Absolutely. All right, my friends, we're going to take a quick break and hear again from our sponsors, Red Barn Home Decor, where home staging makes dollars and cents. We still have more of the Go Long WYK scoreboard show right after this break.
Daryl Henry here. Attention all home sellers. Are you ready to win in the real estate game? At Red Barn Home Decors, we know that staging your home is like crafting the perfect game plan. It leads to quicker sales and higher offers.
And this is Kelsey McCullough, your home staging design professional. I'm ready to customize a winning strategy for your home. Whether it's a vacant property needing a full transformation or an occupied stage for that finishing touch, Red Barn Home Decors has the playbook for success. Staged homes sell faster and for more money. Now that's a winning strategy.
So Kelsey, what is your home staging strategy?
Every home is custom. We begin by coming to your home and meeting you. Then we customize a strategy to make it market ready. We head back to the warehouse and pull furniture, art, and decor to prepare for staging day.
So don't fumble your sale. Invest in home staging and see why staging makes dollars and cents. Check out our portfolio at redbarnhomedecors.com or call or text Kelsey at 717-818-1207.
It's gonna be another epic year of high school hoops, and Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK are ready for tip-off. Tune in every week for the high school basketball game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Plus, go to 98.9WOYK.com for a full breakdown of the teams and the players of the York Adams League. The high school basketball game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch all the action all season on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350, online at 98.9WOYK.com, or download the new WOYK app.
It's deep! It is goal! Pick your own homer and welcome a York Revolution player into your home this summer. The Revs are looking for player host families. Get an inside look at the life of a pro ball player, plus loads of benefits, including admission to all home games, a $250 concessions gift card, and much more. Host families are critical of putting a championship team on the field. Help us bring another championship to York by hosting a Revs player this season. Email Josh Santora at jsantora@yorkrevolution.com and join our team today.
And welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B. Oh my goodness, yesterday was the over the last 3 days, I should say, the PIAA District 3 Championships in the old swimming hole. Becky B's got all the results to tell you about as we lift up these student athletes.
All right. Well, the last 3 days have been very, very busy at Cumberland Valley High School. The divers started out on Thursday, and then there were events both Friday and Saturday in the 3A and 2A events. So we'll start off with the girls' 3A championships, and looking at the York and Adams leaders. In Central York ended up in 8th place in the girls' 200-yard medley relay. In the girls' 200-yard freestyle, Lydia Williams from Dallastown captured 4th place. Lydia's capping off her senior year. In the girls' 50-yard freestyle, Kalaya Hinson from Spring Grove ended up in 4th place. In the girls' 200-yard freestyle, and the 100-yard freestyle, Lydia Williams took 7th place in that event. And overall, looking at the team scores, we also had Kalaya Hilton contributing to Spring Grove's totals, taking 4th place in the 100-yard backstroke. Looking at team scores, Dallastown was the top team for the YIAA. Looking at the girls' diving championships, we had from Northeastern High School, Morgan Schrodner. She ended up in 5th place, and in 7th place, Anna Carrick. And the 400-yard relay in 8th place was Northeastern. Looking at the boys' 3A champions, Dallastown ended up in the 200-yard medley in 7th place. And in the 100-yard butterfly, Sean Filipovitz from Southwestern ended up in 6th place. Owen Cromer ended up in 4th place in the 50 free and in 6th place in the 100-yard freestyle. Southwestern ended up in 6th place in the boys' 200-yard freestyle relay. Looking at the boys' 100-yard backstroke, 2 finishers in the top 8. Sean Philippus from Southwestern ended up in 5th place, and Aria Anderson from Dallastown ended up in 8th place. And overall, looking at it, in 4th place in diving, in 2nd place in diving, Elia Henning from Spring Grove was in 2nd place. Overall finishers, Southwestern ended up in 8th place and Dallastown in 16th place.
Right.
In the boys'
Go ahead.
Okay. In the boys' 2A championships, from Susquehannock, the relay team of Cato Nijin, Jack Hammond, Chase Wright, and Benjamin Holub ended up in 7th place. York Suburban's team of Logan Saunders, Weston Saunders, Mateo Caputo, and Peter Amblos ended up in 8th place for Suburban. In the 200-yard freestyle, Mikey Forbeskin from York Suburban and Logan Saunders, also from York Suburban, finished in 6th and 8th place respectively. In the boys' 100-yard butterfly, Mikey Formsky from York Suburban and Western Saunders again from York Suburban. Mikey ended up in 3rd place and Weston in 7th place. In the 200-yard freestyle relay, the Susquehannock team of Cato Nijin, Benjamin Holub, Jackson Elliott, and Jack Hammond ended up in 5th place, and Suburban's team of Peter Agropis, Brenham Carney, Johnny Alson, and Mikey Formsky ended up in 6th place. In the boys' 500-yard freestyle, Logan Saunders from York Suburban ended up in 6th place, and Benjamin Holub from Susquehannock in 8th place. Looking on at the 100-yard breaststroke, in 8th place from York Suburban, Western Saunders, and the 400-yard relay team from York Suburban, Brennan Carney, Logan Saunders, Johnny Allen, and Mikey Formsky ended up in 4th place. Garrett Gensel from York Suburban, a 4th place diving finish for the Suburbanites. York Suburban ended up in 4th place overall, with Susquehannock in 10th place. Now, saving the girls 2A championships for last place, the York Suburban girls team needs a shout out here because they had only 12 swimmers on their team this year, and because of pool problems, they had to borrow all kinds of training time from different locations, and they were swimming at 5 a.m. in the morning and at 10:30 at night, and still they came through and had an outstanding finish here at districts. Their 200-yard medley team won 8th place, the team of Gina Herrick, Emma Bates, Anna Poster, and Elena Scarpata. In the 200-yard freestyle, Chloe Shovo, senior, ended up in 2nd place, and Bree Miller from West York ended up in 4th place. In the 200 IM, Cheryl Gesselbach from York Catholic took the gold. Sarah Collar from York Suburban with silver finisher. Delaney King from York Catholic in 5th place, and Samantha Lawler from Fairfield ended up in 7th place. In the girls' 50-yard freestyle, Chloe Moore from York Suburban, a gold medal for Chloe in that, and Tristan Thomas from West York ended up in 8th place. In the 100-yard butterfly, Delaney King from York Catholic was a 6th place finisher, followed by her teammate from York Catholic, Laura Almer, in 7th place. In the 200-yard freestyle relay, York Suburban's team ended up with the gold. Congratulations to Sarah Collar, Paige Overmiller, Chloe Shovix, and Chloe Moore, who finished that in 1st place. Susquehannock ended in 6th place, and West York in 8th place. And in the 500-yard freestyle event, Sarah Gesselbach from York Catholic, a silver medal in that. Chloe Sherva from York Suburban in 3rd place, and Bree Miller from West York in 4th place. Looking at the 100-yard backstroke, Chloe Moore from York Suburban wins the silver medal. Lauren Ulmer from York Catholic with the bronze, and Lauren Kolomowicz from Susquehannock in 5th place. The girls' 100-yard backstroke, Sarah Culler from Suburban in 3rd place, Tristan Thomas from West York in 5th, and Samantha Lawler from Fairfield in 8th place. The girls' 400-yard freestyle relay, York Suburban again wins the gold medal. Chloe Chavot, Sarah Culler, Paige Overmiller, and Chloe Moore are the team members for that. In the girls' diving championship held on Thursday, Alyssa Hedgecock from West York ended up in 7th place. In the team standings, York Suburban ends up in 3rd place, and West York in 8th, and Susquehannock in 10th. Congratulations to all of those medal winners from York and Adams County.
All right, well done, Becky B. Wow, that's a mouthful right there, right?
It is.
Congratulations. All right, Penn State York men's basketball season ended Monday night in the PSU AC quarterfinals as they fell by 1 point to Penn State Schuylkill. Congratulations to Penn State York men. They entered their season with an 18-11 record, 12-6 in league play. York High 6'3" senior Marquise McLean with 9 points in that game, including 3 boards.
And on Thursday in the PSU AC semifinals, Penn State York played at Penn State Schuylkill. They unfortunately ended up with a loss, 39-57. They now will end their season with a 22-6 record, 16-2 in the conference. In that loss, Southwestern freshman Olivia Sell had 8 points. West York senior Jillian Foster, 5 points. Northeastern's 5'6" sophomore Abigail Alexander had 5 points, and junior Michaela Fink from Dover had 2 points.
All right, DeLone's junior guard McKenna Murmur plays now for the Elizabethtown College Blue Jays. They lost in the Landmark Conference semifinal game to Catholic University 79-67 Thursday night. McKenna Murmur from Hanover played for DeLone Catholic. She's a 5'8" guard. She had 10 points in that loss. Also, Gianna Hodenot, also from DeLone, she had 8 points in the loss yesterday as Mount St. Mary's lost to Siena 52-49. Gianna Hodenot from Littlestown played for DeLone. Well done. Now here's another shout out from New Oxford. They have a 6'9" Thomas Hall. Plays for number 2 nationally ranked Florida University. He's a sophomore forward from New Oxford. He had 17 points yesterday as number 2 Florida beat number 12 Texas A&M. 19 points for sophomore forward from New Oxford, Thomas Hall. How about that at the big time stage?
Wow.
Alrighty, Becky B, as we do every Sunday morning, it's time for us to close in prayer. Before we do so, I just want to thank all of you for being with us today and every Sunday morning as we celebrate the accomplishments of our local athletes and coaches and other sports figures, and we do it in an unashamed, faith-based way. Becky B.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you and praise you, Lord, for helping us through this week. And we thank you, Lord, for all the people around us who are so uplifting and who are humble in their ways and lead a life that is geared towards serving you, Lord. We just ask your healing hand, please, on Pat and help him as he goes through his medical trials. Please be with Jan as he's awaiting his surgery. We just thank you and praise you for good results for Bonnie and Heather and ask that you continue to be with them as they go through their treatments. Please give Barb the strength to get stronger and the will to get stronger as she goes through her rehab, and Luke and Allison as they go through their surgeries and their healings as well. We ask you, Lord, to remember Scott and Ireland as they go through their cancer journey as well, and be with them always. In your name we pray. Amen.
My friends, the Bible tells us to ask for God whatever you need. So if you need direction today, you need help, you need support, you need encouragement, my friends, just go to the Lord and ask for that in prayer. From the book of James, chapter 4, verse 10, humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up. Alrighty, my friends, again, thank you so much for being with us today and every Sunday morning. We leave with this. The grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all. Thank you to Kelsey Jean from Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents. For Sports Radio 98.9 FM, 1350 WOYK. First in York and first in sports. This is Wayne McCullough and Becky B saying, go long.